factory near Raleigh, North Carolina. The facility will make electric vehicles and batteries for EVs and employ at least 7,500 workers by 2027. The State Commerce Department says the average salary for those jobs will be $51,000 a year. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
And construction on that plant in North Carolina is supposed to start later this year. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
WPTV First Alert Weather on WSTU is brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Code Red Roofers cares and calls you back. Shows up and finishes on time. 287-2829. Code Red Roofers, the roofers who respond. Now here's the First Alert meteorologist.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast. This afternoon, highs in the low to mid-80s, mostly sunny and breezy throughout the day. Tomorrow, highs in the low to mid-80s, a mix of sun and clouds, a little bit breezy as well, with a few isolated afternoon showers. Friday into the weekend, warm and muggy as highs climb into the upper 80s, feeling even warmer with that humidity. Scattered afternoon showers and storms possible as the front hangs around the area. Early next week, highs in the low 80s, some showers possible with moisture lingering. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall for WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
It's time now for the KC Ingram Show on WSTU. The opinions expressed are those of the program host and guest and not necessarily those of WSTU. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time to call in with your questions and comments at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. And now, here's KC Ingram.
Good morning and welcome back on another beautiful morning here on the Treasure Coast, and we're coming to you from the studios in Stewart at WSTU. And we have a couple great shows on tap today. We have some wonderful news from IRSC, Indian River State College, and then Senator Harrell will be here the second half hour and telling us about a bunch of legislative updates that they worked on while they were in session this year up in Tallahassee. But first, as always, thank you to my sponsors. Forbearances, working remotely, internet shopping, retail space, and rental income have been hit hard by COVID. If you're looking to restructure your debt, obtain financing or equity, Commercial Mortgage can help you out. Tim Mullen at Commercial Mortgage has been providing debt restructuring services since 2003. Tim never charges a front fee, and all consultations are free. Tim only gets paid if he provides you a debt workout. Looking for a debt solution or financing? Give Tim a call at 772-872-6099 or visit commercialmortgagellc.com to schedule your free consultation. And also, you got to know about the best kept secret in Martin County, and that is the Fish House Art Center. It's down in Port Salerno in what we call the Pocket, and there's just a ton of stuff to do there for the entire family. You can look them up online before you head down, thefishhouseartcenter.com, but you can come by car, by boat. You can walk there, explore the boardwalk where you'll see local artists, art gallery. You can have boat charters, craft and creamery, craft beers and wine. And my goodness, there's 24 flavors of ice cream there. Bike rentals, kayaks, paddleboards, you name it. Everything is right down there. The Fish House Art Center in the Pocket. Again, you can check them out online, thefishhouseartcenter.com before you head out. But what a fun spot to go and visit. And also Indiantown Marina. I know we don't want to think about hurricanes, but that season is right around the corner, and I can't stress enough to get your hurricane safe harborage right now, because once a hurricane is named, I pretty much can guarantee you, you will not find a place to keep your boat. So have peace of mind, give them a call, get a safe spot for your boat during the hurricane season. They're located inland on the Okeechobee Waterway, and they are a well-protected hurricane hole. In my opinion, it's the best around. And also, while you're there, it's a do-it-yourself or full-service boat yard, so if you need any work done, Indiantown Marina can help you out. You can give them a call at 772-631-3272, 631-3272. Now, in the studio, I'm so excited to have back Dr. Alex Anzalone, and He is with the Indian River State College Chastain campus, but Indian River State College has this amazing program. I can't wait to hear all about it. So, Dr. Anzalone, for those of you that don't know briefly, he received Hillsborough Community College's 2020 Champion of a Diversity Exemplary Administrator Award and Florida Advanced Technical Education Center's Manufacturing Post-Secondary Educator of the Year Award in 2013. He's made presentations and has collaborated with schools in Canada, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Chile, and Spain. And right now he's campus president for Martin County at Indian River State College, vice president of Florida Contract Growers, and this is the neat thing, I think, and you were down at our fair to show your talents. He's an opera singer. Very, very exciting. How are you doing today, Dr. Anzalone?
Great, and thank you for having us today.
Oh, I am so glad to have you back again. And with the news that you're bringing here, it's exciting news for our Treasure Coast and for our local counties here. So I'm going to let you tell us a little bit about what the Promise program is that has been introduced.
Yes, so I'm very excited to share the news about the IRSC Foundation's Promise program. This is an initiative that the school took to help remove barriers to education for our community. This year, we're starting it offering for students that are pursuing AA or AS or AAS degrees in our college. They have to be graduates from the 21-22 school year in any of the public or public charter schools in any of our 4 counties.
That's Martin, Indian River, Okeechobee, and St. Lucie.
In St. Lucie County. So the idea is our president, Dr. Moore, and our cabinet decided that a good opportunity for us to help our community is to removing the possibility of a barrier, economic barrier, for people not having money for tuition. So this program is fully funded by the IRSC Foundation. So this is all philanthropy monies. It's not taxpayers' money.
Generous donors. This is wonderful.
Donors. And by the way, we're taking additional funds to support the program. There are naming opportunities per county. So if somebody in Martin County wants to name it the IRSC Foundation's the name program, it will be heard.
It'll definitely be recognized.
Please contact us. And also we have a naming opportunity for the whole college. So depending on the gift. So this is an opportunity again for our community to help support this effort. And the idea is that students are going to come in, graduates from our public or public charter schools this school year, and it's limited this year at that population because we're starting the program. It might be expanded to other programs and to other populations. The idea is that this is a last dollar program. So if the student has financial aid, that financial aid applies, and it can cover books and fees, which are not covered by the IRSC Promise program. But then any tuition remaining that needs to be paid, it will be paid by the program. It's not financial need-based. So anybody that graduated from the schools and needs still money for tuition, they don't have the support for the tuition will be covered by our foundation.
What an amazing gift and opportunity for our seniors this year. And it's something that we want to make sure everybody has access to education if they want it. And my goodness, for Indian River State College, it's always been a wonderful college here in the area that's always reached out and been very involved with the community. But, to have this program, the Promise program, I mean, there's the promise of a good life is how, I foresee it. And I just think this is absolutely wonderful. Now, the kids that will get it this year, what happens next year when they come back as a sophomore?
Okay, so the plan is to continue the program. So this year is only for these students, right? We might expand it to other programs and other populations, right? For now, it's starting. We don't foresee terminating the program this year. Again, it all depends on funding and how the program goes. The idea is to expand it, not to terminate it.
Oh, I hope it never is terminated.
Oh, of course not. That is the idea, and we'll get the support from the community.
And we're thankful for these generous donors. That's what's so important. And the more that the donors can generate, of course, the longer this program is going to be able to be funded. So
exactly, and it is a Promise program. It's called a Promise for a reason. So the website is promise.irsc.edu. Anybody can go in there and fill the Promise application. It's a very simple process. There is a quick form that you fill online, and it's basically contact information. So we'll get back to the student and see if they qualify and work with them to get them registered.
Now, Dr. Anzalone, there's also a bunch of information sessions that are starting April 5th through May 10th. If you go on that website, promise.irsc.edu, you'll see all of these different sessions. But you have quite a few here listed. It looks like a couple or 2 or 3 every week almost. So these are great sessions if anybody's interested. I looked online real quick, and the only thing I saw where somebody wouldn't be eligible is if they're a college athlete. And that's
Yes.
because of the Florida Council for Athletic Affairs rules. They can't be eligible for the free tuition. So
Exactly.
this is just an amazing program. Also, it said the deadline to submit a formal commitment is May 15th.
Yes.
And the commitment is same as applying, basically, but you're guaranteed to be awarded.
That is the promise, basically. And the promise is that the person will be meeting with an advisor through the process, that the person will be full-time student, and that will keep at least a 2.0 GPA.
Okay, I was going to
ask.
ask.
That is the promise part
right.
of the program.
They have to hold up their end of the bargain, and that is get good grades.
As long as they are keeping those conditions, they will be covered for their tuition to the rest of the AA or AS program.
That is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, to have a tuition covered here for our seniors and hopefully further students down the road, it's a special program. And there's also a few other requirements here. You have to apply. You have to be a Florida resident, and you have to submit your high school transcripts. And register and enroll in at least 12 credit hours. As you just said, they need to be full-time. And on here, I'm not sure what this is, FAFSA, if applicable. What is that?
The FAFSA. So those students that qualify to submit for financial aid, the Pell Grant program, we recommend that they do because that will cover the rest of the monies or all of it, depending on how much they get.
Okay.
So we recommend anybody that has any financial aid, please, to apply it.
Absolutely.
So that way it's completely free to them, to pursue their education.
To get your associate's degree, your first 2 years absolutely free, and you can transfer on to a 4-year university after that if you want,
or continue at IRSC. We have many 4-year degrees.
You do, and tell us a little bit about those.
We have many programs. We have accounting, digital media. We have several. We have several 4-year degrees. We have nursing. So we have many programs that they can continue their education. Biology is one of the top programs in the country. It's our Bachelor of Science in Biology. So we recommend that they stay with us if the programs we have are what they're looking for.
Biology, nursing, two of them that you just pointed out, accounting, of course, those are things that are absolutely heavily needed here, right at home, right here on the Treasure Coast. So we have those kind of programs available to us, and geez, to have them free. So that's just incredible.
Well, this is only for the AA or AAS or AS.
So the associate's
it won't
degree.
cover the 4-year degree.
Okay.
For now.
Okay.
Again, we're starting the program now. It covers the first 2 years. If it is a transfer student, right? Somebody's going to pursue an AA, Associate of Arts. So it's a good start.
How was the Promise program born?
Our chief information officer from his previous school, they had a similar program, and I brought it to our president and was discussed and decided, why don't we try? And we think it's going to be a very, very big impact for our community. Our goal is that money is not a barrier to pursue an education at IRSC.
And, what a generous gift that is from the donors, because a lot of students out there, that is a stumbling block, of course.
Exactly.
So
it is. We have many students that do not qualify for the FAFSA, for the Pell Grant, because they make too much, according to the
numbers. But it's not very much.
It's not really.
Right.
So they don't qualify for that, and they simply cannot pursue an education because they don't have enough money to go to school and have their lives going. So these will cover those students. These will pay for their tuition.
Again, we're speaking with Dr. Anzalone. He is the president of the Chastain campus for IRSC. I'm so glad you came in here today to talk about the Promise program with us. If you have a question, you can call into the studio at 220-WSTU. That's 772-220-9788. And, of course, I'm always watching my Facebook Live feed as well. If you have a question or comment, he's right here, and certainly we can answer those questions or concerns you may have.
Very happy.
There's a lot of questions right on the website. I'll go over a few of them here. First one was, do students have to take the PERT?
They don't. That was Senate Bill, House Bill 1720.
Okay.
That was passed a few years ago. So if you graduated from a public or public charter school in the state of Florida after a certain year, you don't need to take the PERT to be part of the program.
Fabulous, fabulous. Are there any application fees?
Not for the program. Not for this program.
Okay. And what about students that attend private schools or home schools?
Exactly. This year, those students are not covered under the Promise program. We are exploring expanding to those populations as time goes by.
Okay. This is really an exciting year. It's the launch of this new program,
Exactly.
and it's going to be really interesting to see how many students take advantage of this program. And
I can tell you we already have over 1,300 applicants for the program.
Over 13. Is there a limit? That's
There
a good
is
question.
no limit.
Oh, my
There
goodness.
is no limit.
That's incredible. It really is. Are dual enrollment students eligible for the Promise?
They are if they are completing this year their high school.
And if they complete an AA concurrent with 2022 high school graduation and want to pursue an Associate of Science at IRSC, can they do that?
That AAs will be covered.
Oh, that's fabulous. And what about GED students?
GED students are not covered this year because they have to have completed high school, from this year.
Yes.
So they're not covered, but again, that's another one of the populations we're trying to target in the future.
Now, this is a good question, and you said there's a minimum GPA to retain the Promise funds, but is there a minimum GPA to apply?
To apply is 2.0, which is required to graduate high school anyway. So they come with 2.0, hopefully more, right? But those that have 2.0 can come into the program, but they have to maintain 2.0 while they are pursuing their associate's degree.
That makes sense. If they have a Florida prepaid or Bright Futures program, do they still qualify for Promise?
They qualify for Promise, but they have to use those funds first.
Okay.
So this is, again, a last dollar program.
Okay.
So if there is any tuition that is not covered by the financial aid or program the student comes with, it will be covered by the foundation.
Makes up the difference. It's perfect. And can they take more than 12 credit hours?
They can take a maximum of 18. So again, they want to graduate faster. We're not going to stop them doing that. We're happy that they want to pursue, faster.
That's absolutely right. You have some
it's
kids
better for them. They can complete faster and go to the workplace or continue their education.
That's absolutely 100% right. Does it apply? The Promise program apply to vocational programs or certificates?
Not yet, but that's another group of students that we're considering for the future.
This is something that can expand so much, and all with generous donors. It's really all depending on that. So, are DACA students available for the Promise?
They will be evaluated on a case-by-case basis, but the fact that they don't have to have a FAFSA form gives them the opportunity of getting funding for their education. Again, not being taxpayers' money, that is what allows us to cover DACA students, but it will be evaluated on a student-by-student basis.
Perfect. So everybody at least apply and find out.
Exactly.
Are graduates of Florida Virtual School eligible for the Promise?
Not this year again.
Okay.
That's not a possible future population.
Okay. And if they have fewer than 12 credits in the fall of 2022, then it does...
To complete. Let's say we have somebody that's been doing dual enrollment and is short 9 credits to complete. Those 9 credits will be qualifying for the first semester, basically, because they need to complete it.
Okay, very good question. Am I eligible if I'm part of the 2022 graduating class but finish classes early in December?
Yes, any student that graduated this school year from the school district, for many of our 4 school districts, qualifies.
They're ready to go. Can I start taking classes in the summer as part of the Promise program?
Cannot start taking classes as part of the Promise program, but students can use regular channels that we have, financial aid, FAFSA, for example, that we talked about, and take classes this summer. They will need to apply again their financial aid for the following, for the 22-23 school year.
Perfect. And is this considered a type of educational grant?
It is not a grant. It's a tuition paid program, thanks to our foundation.
And how many, I think you already answered this one, how many Promise program participants are projected to continue on for a 4-year, well, actually not. How many are projected to continue on for a 4-year degree after they get their associates?
We don't know. It depends on, what their educational goals are.
Right.
But again, we're very hopeful that they will help also booster our 4-year degree enrollment.
What happens if they fail a class but maintain a 2.0 GPA?
They will, again, because they are in contact with their advisors, they can fail a class and take it again as part of the program, but again, in constant communication with their advisors.
Let the advisor know.
So it's not that if they fail a class, they're out of the program. No, that's not the case.
Because they still have that 2.0, but
you do want their GPA.
You do want them to be able to understand that class that they failed and pass that.
Exactly.
So, and you already said this does not cover books and fees.
Yes.
Just tuition.
Just tuition.
And what happens if it takes me more than 60 credits to get my degree? Will Promise cover my tuition? That is a good question.
Yes, the program will cover up to 66 credits.
Okay, so 66. So you have a little bit, if you want to try something else, you have a little bit of leeway to try a few different classes to find out really what your interests are. Because, kids are 18, and I always think it's amazing that we expect them to pick a degree in a career field right out of high school.
Start.
Right, and they haven't really had any experience. It is.
It's hard. I changed majors twice.
Yes.
Before I ended up, in chemical engineering, which is what I pursued. We also want to say that we have still many scholarships. Our foundation has many scholarships.
Other ones.
So students can apply to both.
Oh, wow.
So if they want to continue their education, again, we have many, many programs. So all they need, again, talking to their advisors. And that's why it's very important, the constant communication with the advisors.
Well, we're super fortunate to have IRSC here in the community because it does reach out to so many different areas. You're also involved, I think, with the vocational school that's going out by Indiantown. Can you tell us maybe a little update on that? You mentioned it last time you were in the studio here.
I can give a little update. We're submitting to Martin County School District for authorization this week. And the school, if approved, is going to start this August in a temporary location in Indiantown. This August with 75 students in 9th grade. And hopefully by August next year, we'll be in our new location, the new building that we will be building at the fairgrounds, the
new fairgrounds, right,
in that area, with another additional 100 students coming in. So that we're moving very fast in that project, and it's going to be vocational oriented. So every student is going to get high school and something. That something could be dual enrollment, could be an AA. We're not going to stop them from doing that, but the majority are going to be pointed towards workforce programs, and those include drones, lasers, culinary. Right now, we're exploring all the possibilities, and we'll start with the ones that have the most demand, and then continue expanding.
I was going to say, vocational jobs and education, it's almost endless, and it's needed in so many different areas. So I think it's wonderful, and I can't imagine there's going to be any stumbling blocks, here for the school to be voted for.
And the salaries are incredible. I mean, a good carpenter, a good plumber, a good HVAC technician is over $100,000 a year.
They are.
And they can do that in a shorter time than a 4-year degree.
In many cases, they're making more than people with 4-year degrees.
Yes.
So
yes, that is correct.
It's funny, but people don't realize it, but it's true. I think if you ever have some repairs that you need in your house or your boat or whatever it is, you realize this is
Yes.
And I also have to say, you just don't have the backyard mechanic anymore. You really have to have education and understand the technology. There's computers involved with understanding how to diagnose equipment these days. So it's truly a program that needs to have an education behind it. So absolutely perfect. Couple more questions here. We're down to 4 minutes. If I complete the pledge to the Promise program by the deadline, but don't enroll in classes in fall 22 semester, can I still be in the Promise program?
That is not the case. I mean, we want them to complete the process. They have to be admitted to the program of study, and they have to have all the paperwork in place by July 15th.
Okay, July 15th.
Yes.
And last question, if they get financial aid or scholarships, can they get cash back for the Promise program?
No, there is no cash value to the Promise program. We will cover the rest of the tuition if there is any, when people register.
That is wonderful. And I couldn't imagine there would be cash back because this is generous donors that are giving you an education.
Exactly. The idea is to help students complete, not to give people
cash.
Right,
right, just to give them money and go on their way. So, Alex, it has been wonderful to have you here today in the studio. This is such an amazing program. Again, you can go to the website, promise.irsc.edu, and all the information is there. There's information sessions that are happening from April 5th through May 10th. About how long should they schedule? Is it an hour long or 30 minutes?
They're shorter. Actually, last week I was in South Fork. I spoke with 3 groups of people, and they are like 25, 30 minutes long, depending on how many questions people have.
Right.
And right then and there, we have people signing up, the Promise Pledge, and they already got contacted, and they can register for their classes. So
I just can't wait to see how many students you end up having sign up for this. Do you know off the top of your head how many seniors there are in these public schools in these 4 counties?
In the 4 counties is about 6,000.
It's about 6,000, okay.
So our goal hopefully is to recruit 2,000.
And you're close already.
We're close already, and we're very early still in the process, so we know we'll hit that.
That's fabulous, and I have a feeling you'll probably go over that, but we'll see. You never know. It's a new program, and I'm so glad you came here today. It's one of the venues and avenues to let people know that this program is out there, and all you have to do is apply for it. So, and have that 2.0 GPA, and you're good to go. So this is an exciting thing for Martin County, St. Lucie County, Okeechobee, and I'm missing one, Indian River County. So again, we're talking with Dr. Alessandro. I'm going to say Dr. Alex. Alex, it's easier. Anzalone, he's president of the Chastain campus for Indian River State College. Any other things that are going on? This is exciting news. I can't imagine what's more exciting, but you probably have graduations and all kinds of things coming up.
Thank you. Yes, we do. We have all the graduations coming up next month. And also we're working on the Reach Center with the county. It's going to be at the airport, and it's workforce certifications only training. So it's Martin County and And we will be providing certification training together with Career Source. We have some legislative asks pending to help support the rebuilding of the building at the airport. And that is another avenue with which we can help our population.
It's another exciting program. When you were in here last time, we talked about that. And, we have a really rich heritage of airport-related jobs here in Martin County. And Indian River State College has really reached out. And we're going to, involve the kids and let them know there's wonderful careers in the airline industry. And you're going to help them reach that if that's what they so desire.
So aviation and nautical are very, very important to our county. And they're going to be focused in the high school and the Reach Center.
100%. Dr. Anzalone, thank you so much, IRSC President of Chastain Campus. And next, we're going to have Senator Harrell. So hang on. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.